welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for stopping back by today. Today is day 5, starting an insurance business from scratch, and we're going to talk a little bit about how week 1 went, our first week in the business, and then we're going to get into a little bit of what's going on today, how we're moving the business forward this week. Week 1 was what we expected. It was a bit challenging to get everything started, to start making dials, engaging customers. What it makes you realize is that you got a lot to learn. You got a lot to learn, especially when it comes to the presentation. After you've gotten somebody to an appointment, now it's time for me to start presenting the product, presenting to that person, giving them an understanding of what this product is, how it works, and why it's important to them. When you get to that part, that's the part that you have to develop, and it's going to take time. I know for me, it's taking time to develop that part. I'm not in any hurry, although this is the second week. Would like to get a sale this week, but I'm not so pressed just to get sales. I'm more pressed to start to get the process down, to learn how it works, to get in a rhythm, start to run my business by a daily schedule and keeping to that schedule, right? So the first couple of weeks is just me getting in that rhythm, getting my feet underneath me, right? But I do realize in this first week, that is where I really need to pay attention to, is the presentation. I think getting the person to the appointment, making the calls, that's not as difficult as the presentation, to me. The calls are, hey, I'm giving you a call to talk to you, to get you set up for an appointment. And then the appointment is actually showing the person what this is, how it works, and why they need it, right? Because if you don't build any pain in, there is no sale. So you got to hone in on how you present to your customer. At least that's what I'm doing right now in these first couple of weeks, right? So I wanted to tune you in, give you some idea of what we're doing. I still at some point want to bring you in and let you see how a call works, how I'm going through that call. It's me just turning on the camera and making sure that I press play. I've forgotten a couple times, but I'll make sure that I get that in so you can see me in these first couple of weeks calling and how those calls are going. And I also do a presentation at some point as well. I've had 4 appointments to this point, and 1 showed up, 3 no-shows. That also tells me that I need to be able to tie that person down better to the appointment, right? If you don't show a lot of value in the initial call of why this appointment is important, then they're not going to show up for that appointment. So there's a process. There's a lot to learn, not just with the presentation, in the making the appointment as well. I got to do better in both of those arenas, and I realize that, and we are going to address that. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Hope this information was helpful. Until the next time, see you at the top, because the bottom is too crowded.